Welcome to Horse Talk Live. Enjoy the next hour learning more about the people, places, and products of the horse industry. And now, Horse Talk Live on Rural TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to Horse Talk Live. I'm Lizzie Iverson, and today we're going to be learning about a special breed of pony. Typically we talk about horses here on Horse Talk Live, but we've got this breed today that we're going to be talking about, and the American Connemara Pony Society is here with us today. 3 women have traveled to be a part of the show, so we're going to get to know them. We're going to get to know the pony that they've all chosen as their breed of choice and all the different things that you and your family can do with this horse in a pony's body. That's what we are going to be talking about today. They've brought along some great video. So next to me, we have Megan Buchanan Harris. Nice to meet you, Megan.
Nice to meet you.
And Vanessa Morgan and Sally Isles Goldfarb. All 3 of you, thanks for coming today to be with us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Megan, let's start with you. Before we're going to give our viewers a taste of what the pony can do with some video, but let's meet you and tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this breed.
Well, I didn't start with the Connemara as a child. I grew up riding other breeds, but I became involved with 3-day eventing when I was a member of the United States Pony Club. And my mom and I were able to meet Lyndon Gray, that we'll hear about later in our segment, and she's a huge advocate for ponies. And that's how we decided to start breeding ponies, and our search began for a pony that was a great mover and that had a good jump and that was bold enough to do cross-country, and that's how we came across the Connemara.
Okay. And you are continuing your success with your own Connemara 3-day eventing these days?
That's right. We have a gelding that's pretty special and that I'm competing currently at the preliminary level.
All right. And Vanessa, tell us how you got started with Connemaras.
Well, I always knew that I was going to breed horses. I have a degree in agriculture and grew up riding, but I needed to find that breed that had all the wonderful characteristics that I was looking for. And I happened to be riding with some people that had pony club ponies, and they were the whole package. And I went searching and came across the Connemara, researched them, went to visit several, tried some out, and they were it. And I've been thrilled ever since I got my first one.
All right. Haven't looked back yet.
Haven't looked back, no.
All right. And Sally, can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do with Connemaras?
Sure. I was fortunate enough to grow up on a breeding farm in Virginia, so I didn't have to go looking very far. They were in our backyard.
Okay.
And I'm very happy about that. So now my children are growing up similarly, except without the breeding farm operation. I can't quite find that extra 24 hours in the day like my parents somehow managed. But I did pony club and eventing and hunters and jumpers and fox hunting and trail riding and bareback riding, and it was all on Connemaras, which I think is part of what they do well, is whatever you want them to do.
Right. They do it all. That's kind of what you said, is there
That's right.
They're an all-around breed.
Okay. Well, let's look at some of the photos that you brought with you and see some of your own personal ponies.
So this is my mom, and she is a Connemara breeder in Virginia. She's on one of her half-bred, which is a Connemara thoroughbred mare. And then the one on the right is my 10-year-old daughter. She's on a purebred mare. And then the one on the left is my 14-year-old daughter, and she's on a youngster. And partly that's because they're around a breeding program, so you're put on youngsters, but it's also because a lot of the youngsters are just very level-headed, and we feel okay about having our kids on the green ponies.
That says a lot about them.
There I am on the bay at the top, and this was his first show this spring. And then the other picture, again, are my daughters. We do an annual Christmas card. So this is, on the far left is the 10-year-old on a Connemara Welsh, and then the 2 purebreds and my other 2 daughters on their ponies.
This is Vanessa, and these are my 2 foundation mares that I bought back in 1988, and they're pictured there at ages 31 and 35. And they've produced several really nice foals for them. And even though we're still not breeding, I have kept daughters and granddaughters of these priceless mares. This is one of my stallions competing. It was the award ceremony at horse trials that he did with one of his sons. The stallion's on the left, the son on the right is a thoroughbred cross, and they were in the same division together, and they took first and second place, so it was a great photo opportunity.
Pretty darn good.
This is Megan, and this is my mother and I with two of our Connemara half-breds. They're actually both by the same stallion, a stallion named Grange Fin Sparrow.
Okay.
And they're both out of thoroughbred mares. And this is at our regional Connemara show that's recognized by the ACPS. And we're in Region 4. And as you can see, they had quite a successful outing in hand classes that day. And this is myself and Sparrows Owen. He's the horse that I currently compete. And this was his second outing at preliminary level in eventing, which is the lower of the upper levels in eventing.
Well, he is certainly flying over that
Yes.
jump. So, like we mentioned earlier, they are like a pony or a horse in a pony's body. Certainly athletic, we can see from all the things that you've talked about that you can do with them, and we'll definitely be able to get to know them more. We'll go ahead and watch this video, show people at home a little bit more about the Connemara pony to get you interested.
The Connemara pony is Ireland's only native breed. Legend tells us that when the Spanish Armada sank off the Connemara coast in the 16th century, the horses that swam to shore bred with the tough native mountain ponies. The Connemara is the largest of the pony breeds, ranging from 13 to 15 hands in height, with 14 to 14.2 hands as the average. They are often slow to mature, taking up to 5 years or more to finish growing, and can live well into their 30s. According to the breed standard, the Connemara stands on short legs covering a lot of ground. The cannon bone is short, dense, flat and clean, measuring 7 to 9 inches below the knee. The body is deep and compact, well balanced with depth, substance and good heart room. The Connemara has a good sloping shoulder, length of rein, and moves freely with little knee action in surprisingly large strides for its height. On this strong, sturdy body sets a handsome pony head with a well-defined jaw and good width between large, kindly eyes. Easy keepers, they do not require a rich diet to stay healthy and fit. The Connemara has natural jumping ability, and his rectangular build lends itself to dressage. They often beat horses 16 hands and over with staying power, intelligence and heart. At show jumping, working hunters, eventing, western pleasure, endurance or driving, breeders and owners of Connemaras swear by the oft-repeated motto for the breed: they can do it all. The Connemara Pony Breeders' Society was formed in 1923 in Clifton, Ireland, for the purpose of conserving and developing the breed. Centuries of natural selection, some interference needed for human survival, followed by the past 85 years of selective breeding, has given us the quality Connemara we have today. The Connemara first came to the United States in the early 1950s, and from that time their numbers have very slowly increased to a purebred population of about 5,000. The willing nature and ground-covering stride of the Connemara make them an ideal prospect for equine sports. And if you think that their small size won't get you noticed out there in the land of warm bloods, think again. Some of the stars in the dressage arena have been Erin Casco Bay, who won at Intermediate 1, and Big Bear's Katie O'Hara, who competed successfully at 3rd and 4th level with a 13-year-old rider. Young rider Courtney Yeager and her purebred gelding Shama Jake have won numerous awards at the Prix St. George level and have recently debuted at Intermediate 1. For eventing, there is perhaps no better suited horse or pony than a Connemara. They are naturally agile, careful, and typically eager jumpers, proving that what they lose in height they can easily make up for with style and athletic ability. More and more trainers, riders, and eventing enthusiasts are realizing that big horses are not necessarily superior to their smaller competitors, and many are actually looking for more compact, able mounts to manage tricky distances and varied terrain. The Connemara Thoroughbred Cross, also known as a half-bred, is growing in popularity in the world of eventing. The combination of the Thoroughbred's speed and stamina and the Connemara's soundness of mind and body creates a force to be reckoned with. With the success of Theodore O'Connor, the 2007 Pan Am gold medalist, and his famed rider Karen O'Connor, ponies are on the rise. Teddy is not a Connemara, but he follows in the hoofprints of Karen's first advanced mount, Erin Shamrock, a purebred Connemara gelding. Other notable eventing Connemaras are Hideaway's Erin Go Bra, Balius Kerry Blue, and a new rising star, Will You Love Me. Famous half-breds include the 4-star gelding Windswept, Black Point's Tilly Go Bra, and Carol Kozlowski's current mount, Take Time. Connemaras have also excelled in the hunter ring, a great display of not only their jumping ability, but their temperament, as many are trained and competed by children. Ballywim Marianne, Seabourn's Navigator, and Balmullo's Azalea are just a few notable ponies that have won numerous awards in the pony hunter divisions. Lisa Stroud, an internationally renowned combined driving champion, drove her 4-in-hand team to the 2007 USEF Championship for their division. 3 of her grey ponies are purebred Connemaras. They have competed and won all over the United States and even overseas. The Connemara's versatility was truly put to the test at the 2006 Battle of the Breeds at Spruce Meadows in Canada. Team Connemara took home the gold, winning in disciplines including barrel racing, driving, show jumping, and a trail class. Without further ado, we now introduce the ACPS 2008 Stallion Showcase, produced for the discriminating breeder of these wonderful ponies. Our purpose is to promote the breed for the enjoyment of future riders in all disciplines and to continue to protect the standard of the breed with integrity. Enjoy.
That was a great video displaying the versatility, all the things that the Connemara pony is able to do. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more in the American Connemara Pony Society, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for coming back to join us for more Horse Talk Live. I'm Lizzie Iwerson, and today we're spending time with the American Connemara Pony Association. We have 3 representatives here today. They brought a lot of video to show us what a great pony this can be for the whole family. And the video that we just saw before the break really shows that these aren't just the typical pony. You know, a lot of times you hear, I have a pony, and you think about a Shetland pony that's stubborn and you sometimes don't want to put your kids on, but these are really athletic, nice-looking ponies that look more like a horse than a pony. So tell us a little bit about the characteristics. What makes a Connemara a Connemara?
One of the most important characteristics to most of us as breeders and as having these ponies in our families is their temperament.
Okay.
We want a willing, quiet, solid partner.
Okay. I think we have some photos that'll go along with this. So they have a great even temperament.
Yes. As you saw in the video, the Connemara pony is known for their versatility, athleticism, and their temperament. They've been bred in the U.S. since the 1950s, and the American Connemara Pony Society was founded in 1956. The ACPS maintains a breed registry, holds pony inspections, organizes regional shows, and provides a sense of community for the Connemara enthusiast. This picture, this pony displays good Connemara type. Mm-hmm. He's sturdy, with a compact body and a good depth through the heart girth. The shoulder is well laid back with good slope. Hard, strong feet, large, well-defined joints, and short, dense cannon bones are essential characteristics of the breed. Natural selection in the rocky terrain of Ireland made them hardy, athletic, and sure-footed. Connemaras come in a variety of colors, gray being the most common, followed by dun and bay, with some roans, and occasional black, chestnut, palomino, or cremello. As stated in the video, Connemaras range from 13 to over 15 hands in height. The average is between 14 and 13 hands. In other words, a large pony or small horse.
Okay.
A pony head is an important characteristic of the breed. These ponies show well-defined jaws, good width between the large eyes, and a clean throat latch. Their expressive eyes display their clever yet gentle nature, and their heads are proportionate to the rest of their body.
They are. That's one thing I mentioned to you guys during the break was they are proportionate. They look like a small horse. And so reiterate again what the typical size of a Connemara is.
The average size is 14 hands to 14.3 hands.
Okay.
So large pony, maybe very small horse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the size of my horse, so
Right.
I'm sure I could get used to it. And they're able to perform and jump just like a typical horse is.
Right, and they're commonly ridden by adults.
Okay.
One of our biggest buyers in the Connemara market is the adult amateur woman.
Okay.
So all of us ride ponies.
Well, I know you said you had your first pony when you were 20, which
Yeah.
is sometimes seems a little bit backwards. But so we saw in the video that kids are riding them. There's lots of activities. Sally, your family has obviously been involved with Connemaras for years and years, and your kids are riding them now. What are some of the fun things that y'all are doing?
Excuse me. Right now, my girls do a lot of pony club. So they do disciplines associated with that. We've just recently added gaming. So they're doing pony club games. And they do a lot of riding just around our farm. They're doing show jumping and eventing and dressage. Just whatever comes up, I think we're ready to try it.
Okay. Well, you brought along some good video that will display some of the activities that folks are doing with their Connemaras. So we'll go ahead and watch that.
Bad boy. Are you a good boy? Yes. Are you a Connemara pony? Are you a Connemara pony? Yeah. Are you a thoroughbred? No. Are you a racehorse? No.
more great video of the Connemara pony and all of the different things. Beautiful horses, but there's not that many throughout the United States. All three of you said that it's become a large family. When you buy a Connemara, then you're connected to everybody else who has one as well. So what do you think has kept the society pretty small? Vanessa?
Well, I think one of the things is that just not enough people know about these wonderful ponies. And, you know, we're thrilled to be here to have the opportunity to share this with the audience. And we get them out as much as we can and let people know that they are Connemaras. I think there are probably more out there than people recognize because sometimes they don't maintain their breed registration. But it's just a relatively unknown breed that people just aren't aware of.
So if you do own a Connemara, what are the shows you can take them to?
Regionally, we have, the ACPS has several regions, and most of the regions hold their own shows every year.
Okay.
And we've also recently become an affiliate with the USEF, so we can hold shows, recognized Connemara shows in conjunction with their shows.
And the regional shows, what kind of classes can you expect there?
So I think it's a breed show, so there are a lot of people who aren't your typical campaigners. So you have all ages of riders and handlers and ponies. And we have some really fun classes like fancy dress, which is our costume class. And people go all out for it because it's time to show off not only the costumes you can create, but what other ponies will actually put up with. Because they look over there and they go, oh yeah, an airplane. I've seen that one before. And we have, what else? So what other we have? We have trail classes and we have dressage and combined tests. It's really trying to showcase, again, their versatility and letting people can do, have opportunities to show them doing many things.
Well, there are some backyard owners that have Connemaras that they use for whatever variety of disciplines that they do that, like Sally was saying, aren't real campaigners. They don't really show. But the one show they go to is the regional show because we have such a good time. Everybody loves sharing stories about their ponies. We all know everybody's ponies and the people and who their sires and dams are, and we just really have a wonderful time.
And I think it's funny because when we do show and open shows, you'll get a whole fan club of people. You'll say, I'm going to be at, wherever. I'm going to be somewhere in Georgia. And then at ringside, you'll have a whole fan club there just because they've come to see the Connemara. Yeah.
So on your website, can folks find out where they can go and maybe go watch a show to see if this is a pony for them?
We do have a calendar on the website that lists both the shows and other regional activities. Some regions are more active than others, and they might have regional meetings or tea parties or trail rides or stuff like that.
And St. Patrick's Day picnics.
Right.
Since they're an Irish breed.
Yes, that's right. And is it coast to coast? Do you see, are there more on the East Coast, more on the West Coast, or anybody get involved?
We have ponies from Maine all the way to Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay.
There is a larger concentration on the East Coast, but we also have a really big contingent in California, for instance. But I think there's probably Connemara ponies in every state.
Okay. So pretty much no matter where you are, you can find a show that will fit your region. Okay. Great. Well, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we're still going to be talking about the Connemara pony. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Horse Talk Live. Welcome back to Horse Talk Live. I'm Lizzie Iverson, and today we're talking with representatives from the American Connemara Pony Society and learning that they're more than just a pony. They can really do it all. We're going to speak a little bit about the versatility of the Connemara, all the different things that you can get involved in if you own this pony. So Vanessa's going to lead us through some of these pictures that we have.
Well, Lizzie, like I was saying before the break, Connemara ponies are a little-known breed in the U.S., so we were really pleased to be one of the breeds that were showcased at the 2010 World Equestrian Games in Lexington, Kentucky. It was the first time that the WEG, World Equestrian Games, had been held outside of Europe. Pictured here is a purebred Connemara, Stony Brook Belmont, enjoying the crowd with his rider, Lee Webster. A number of ponies from across the country came to represent the ACPS and they demonstrated their versatility in everything from jumping, driving, dressage, and performing tricks. And one of the highlights was one of the ponies that jumped a picnic table. That was a crowd favorite. Connemaras aren't just versatile, they really do excel in various disciplines. For instance, as you saw earlier on the intro clip, at the Spruce Meadows in Canada, the Connemara team won the Battle of Breeds. And it's not uncommon for Connemaras to do double duty or even triple duty as a mount in the family for multiple family members. So for example, mom might like to show dressage, the kids might do pony club or event, and then dad might like to fox hunt, drive, or trail ride, all on the same Connemara pony.
That's perfect.
And they're often seen in competitive arenas, but they're also really well known in the sport of fox hunting. In spite of their small stature, they have no trouble keeping up with the bigger horses. They're smart, quick, compact, and careful, very careful little fox hunters. You can trust them to take you over the jumps, and they'll take care of you if you find yourself in a bad spot. And they're also respectful of the hounds, which is very important. As a testament to their disposition, Connemara stallions can even be found in the field. They might go unnoticed as stallions by the rest of the field because of their impeccable behavior. These hard-hooved, sure-footed, tough ponies can negotiate the roughest and trappiest terrain as well as any horses I've ever seen, which makes them extremely suitable for riding the mountain trails in my part of the country. Connemaras also, with their curious and adventurous nature, will normally approach new situations with a level head and a willingness to please. Some riders are putting these skills to test by participating in the extreme cowboy challenges, and Connemaras are proving to be quite suitable for this discipline as well. They also compete in endurance and trail competitions. Their hardiness and stamina make them well suited to these sports. And you've probably noticed that the majority of Connemaras are used in the English riding style, particularly because they have such outstanding jumping abilities. There are many, many people that ride their Connemaras for pleasure or trails in a Western saddle. They don't often show Western, but they can barrel race and work cattle, and they're enjoyed by a lot of fans of natural horsemanship, which is very popular among Western riders. I've also known Connemaras who've shown side saddle, done polo cross, and are even therapeutic riding horses. For years in the U.S., the Connemaras have also been used for driving, both for pleasure and for showing, and that's really to be expected that they would do well, a natural fit for that, because the native pony in Ireland was used extensively for that purpose as well as others. An area of equestrian activity that's seen a lot of growth in the last several years is combined driving. A full combined driving event is referred to as a CDE. I became interested in driving my Connemara mares a few years ago just for fun, but now I'm doing CDEs and I'm having an absolute blast. Combined driving, if the audience doesn't know, is structured very similar to a horse trials where there's a dressage phase, a cones phase, which is this, would be parallel to stadium jumping, which is scored on times and fault. And then the real exciting phase that would be equivalent to cross-country jumping is the marathon phase, where the horses or ponies navigate solid obstacles at speed, at high rates of speed. We have in the next video coming up a couple of the driving CDE Connemara ponies that are in the spotlight right now. The first one of them we're going to see is Poppyfield Shadowfax, who goes by the name Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's been competing at the advanced single pony divisions, and he's taken home many, many wins. Johnny is his barn name. Johnny and Janelle traveled to Europe to compete in the World Pony Finals representing Australia, and he won his first show in Europe last year. And most recently, just a couple months ago, they won the single pony division at the very prestigious Live Oak International CDE in Florida. You'll also see just really an awesome display of driving by Lisa Stroud, who's very well known for winning with her 4-in-hand team of Connemara ponies. But you'll see in this video where she's driving a preliminary 6. And when you watch that video, just imagine what it would be like navigating 6 ponies in a dressage test through a cones course, fast and clean, and negotiating solid obstacles as fast as you could make it.
Yeah.
So I hope you'll enjoy this short clip that's illustrating some of the many uses for the Connemara pony.
Sounds good. is no easy task driving 6 horses, 6 ponies at one time. So not only is that woman very skilled, but she's got 6 nice horses in front of her that have all even keeled there, because that can get a little hairy at times. So goes to show what a great breed the Connemara pony is. Stick around. We're going to take a short break. We have more video and more photos to show you when we get back on Horse Talk Live. Welcome back to Horse Talk Live. We're here with the American Connemara Pony Society, learning about what a great breed it is for the whole family. Whether you're a beginner, whether you've been competing all your life, you can find a Connemara that'll fit your style. And Megan, you're kind of at the upper level now, taking your pony and competing in 3-day eventing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit about that higher level of competition that the Connemaras can step up to.
Well, what I've found with the breed, I have some ponies that are a little bit quieter and calmer that I may market to an adult amateur that doesn't want to necessarily compete at a high level. But then there are also ponies that can take you to the top of the sport.
Okay.
Like upper level eventing, you know, Grand Prix dressage, top level of show jumping. We've seen them do it all.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about the photos that we'll see here.
Okay. We've discussed the fun aspects and different abilities of our breed. However, their competitive nature and willingness to please goes farther than your own backyard. These ponies have proven time and again that size does not matter, and that they can not only keep up with the big boys, but they can beat the big boys. They are particularly popular in eventing because of the dressage-appropriate movements and careful jump, but they also excel in other arenas of dressage, hunters, and jumpers. The Connemara's versatility lends itself to a pony that can really excel in all of these disciplines. In this picture here, this is Courtney Sindact and her purebred gelding, Will You Love Me. Courtney got Willie when he was 3 years old and she was 10, and they started at the very bottom in eventing at beginner novice level, which the jumps are 2 foot 6 inches. And they have now worked their way all the way up to the advanced level, which is the Olympic eventing.
Dang.
So these fences can actually be 4 foot 1 inch tall.
Wow.
We can switch. Okay. This photo here is of actually Vanessa's Connemara stallion. He's now been gelded and is now competed by a young rider that's only 7 years old, and they've had a lot of success together. This quote here is from Denny Emerson, a legend in the eventing world, and he said it best when he said, "Since I've personally had a couple of advanced eventers which were part Connemara, I'd have to say that's my pony breed of choice. They're tough, they're good jumpers, and they can gallop." Okay. It's not uncommon for people to cross the Connemara with other breeds. For people looking for a smaller pony, they cross well with the Welsh breed. For a more refined pony, breeders choose to cross the Connemaras with the Arab. Many breeders are beginning to cross their ponies with warm bloods of all kinds. Perhaps the most well-known and certainly the most successful cross is that of the Connemara and thoroughbred breeds. And as just stated in the quote by Denny Emerson, with this cross, the sky is the limit.
All right. Okay. Well, they really are capable. I mean, those pictures are that one on the left there. That horse is getting after it.
Yes.
Well, we have some more video that's going to display their competitive abilities when it comes to showing. So we'll go ahead and watch that. Well, I don't know about you guys at home, but I want a Connemara pony now. Well, tell us about some of the horses in that video. Those are some youth riders competing at some of the highest levels, almost Olympic levels, right?
Well, the intro you saw with the junior riding in the dressage arena, she was competing at Young Riders Championships, and I believe they were competing at Prix St. George, which is not too far below Grand Prix, which is the top of dressage. And she was riding a stallion.
A few of those were stallions, and they're such mild-mannered horses that even young kids and their parents feel confident putting them on a stallion.
Well, they're so smart, and they have such great personalities, and they learn really well, and they're very willing. So, you know, it's generally not a good idea to put a young child on a stallion.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you know the animal and they've had, you know, proper handling, it can work. It's
work
not
well.
right, and it can work well.
Well, you know, we talked a little bit about the fact that there aren't an extraordinary amount of horses in the United States. Are there a lot of breeders now? Where can people find horses?
I think that probably the best place to start with is our ACPS website, which is acps.org. We do have a list of breeders there. We also have classified ads there, and a lot of other information about the regions.
Okay.
And I think it's something else that people should know is to not be shy about just calling somebody up, because it is such a really friendly group that if they go on the website and they find their region, and there'll be a directory of breeders or owners, just find one that's close to you and pick up the phone and call, and almost anybody is just going to be happy to spend time talking to you, and you could tell them what you're looking for, and they say, hey, well, I know one that, you know, I might know one that would suit the bill. And so, you know, network, call around, and everybody's very friendly and willing to help.
And one of the things that we saw in the pictures, the half-breeds. So you don't necessarily have to get a full-blood Connemara. So, and sometimes that would work out better for you to have a half-breed?
Well, the ACPS registry, we also register Connemara half-breds, which one parent is at least full Connemara and the other parent can be any other breed. So we do have a way of tracking them and registering them. We have classes for them in our shows. And for someone that may not be comfortable on a smaller horse, you have an opportunity to get something that's closer to maybe 16 hands. Or, you know, maybe for your sport, for instance, the Connemara Thoroughbred is a very popular cross in eventing because you do get a bigger gallop stride, and, you know, Thoroughbred is known for that. So it's a very good cross.
Okay. Well, we're getting to that point in the program where we're winding down. Sally, what do you have in store? What are you planning to do with Connemaras in the future?
Well, this summer my girls will take them to their regional rally, and here we go to Kentucky, and then my daughter is going to go hopefully to the Connemara or to the USPC Championships in Virginia, and we'll also go up and do our regional show in Virginia and hang out with my parents and swim ponies and trail ride and just do all the things that we love to do with them.
Are your parents still in the business? Are they breeding still?
Oh, they are, yes. I moved away and they got an even bigger farm.
So there's some place that they could, you know, get a hold of your parents or farms like that to look for one for sale.
And like Vanessa said, and like we've been saying, it really is a great kind of family organization. I think that people, if you call and somebody doesn't have what you want, they're just as happy to say, well, I know of my friend of mine who has one in wherever.
Yeah.
And so they really just want to make the right match, which is a lot of what this society is about, I think.
Good. Well, thanks for being a part of our show today, Sally, and good luck to your children and their endeavors.
Thank you.
Vanessa, do you have some final thoughts for us?
Well, just that I love their personalities. They truly are a part of our family, and I love to be able to do whatever strikes my fancy, whatever I'm in the mood for. And recently it's been riding in the mountains and doing combined training or combined driving.
Okay.
And I'm just thrilled to be able to do it. Blessed, absolutely blessed to have Connemaras in my life.
Good. Well, thanks for being a part of the show. And Megan, final thoughts real quick for our viewers?
Just to reiterate what Vanessa said, I mean, if you're looking for that right pony, you might ought to take a look at the Connemara. I mean, we've been very, very pleased with the breed. We've been involved for 10 years now, and my particular pony has taken me farther than I thought I could.
All right. Well, we hope everybody at home has learned a lot. learn more about the Connemara pony. Till next time, we'll see you around the barn.